Yo, what's up, guys? We're playing some Irizar today, and the camera is low. I was playing a different ship. Was it -2 that I was doing? Something like that. Yeah. Irizar, what do we want to do? What do we want to do? Do we go C? I don't think I make it into the Thunderdome. Colombo, Monty look like they're going this way. Hindenburg certainly is, so let's support C. Kind of gets a little bogged down over here anyway, so let's head over to the sea cap maybe. Colbert, Inchin, Cassard, Sabir. Sabir's pretty good. Hopefully that provides a pretty hype crossfire for us. Some stuff we can Citadel for sure. The main guns on this ship don't have much pen though, by the way. I'm pretty sure the secondaries have way more pen than the main gun AP does, even with the F key giving us that doubling of AP shell pen. For both. That's the thing I misread in the main channel video last week. It's been a while since I played this one, so we might be a little rusty. But yeah, it's in all of my play sessions, I didn't really feel like the AP got insane pen buffs on the main guns because I didn't really get the smashing salvos out of it. It's kind of funny. Should have read it more carefully. Again, that was all under that video, but very, 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 very busy last week as a result of the NDA lift and buffs and all that stuff. We don't gotta go over it again, but this is a good ship. I think you just play it as a HE farming light cruiser and you have a grand old time because you have insane range and shell velocity. Feels very, very good. So, GK, Repub, probably Repub. Martin, perhaps. Do I get spotted? I do not. Excellent. I don't think our AP has the pen at this range. We do get spotted. Okay. Is GK. Still gonna smoke. Want to make sure Repub doesn't get on us here. I am running a not very secondary focused build. I'm going like pretty much full main guns. Also, my shell velocity is worse than I thought. Let's Hydro, because Martin torps. Martin radar. That's bad. There we go. There's our damage. Nice. Get a fire. Let's go on GK now. Nice. Got that fire. I think radar should be running out soon-ish, yeah? Yeah, nice. You did put that out. So did Repub, though. Repub's leaving. Nice, we get the fire anyway. Excellent. Chateau pushing, though. Spooky. I thought Chateau might push YOLO or something. Like so. Already up to 73 feels pretty good. This is where we should Citadel, yeah? If the secondaries actually land where they should. 7 overpens, wow. Okay. As annoying as it kind of is, I do think it's mostly HE spam, this boat. I think you're best off by just doing this kind of thing with it. The AP tech is like really fun and interesting because it's so different. Light cruiser with like giga secondaries, you know, is pretty funny. The ability to citadel a battleship at point blank is pretty funny, but as far as just usefulness, you know what I'm saying? I think we're more of just a standard Ichi farmer. It's pretty good at it, you know? And we just use the secondaries as a bit of a extra nice to have, not something we force. And the AP the AP pen on the main guns also nice to have, not something we'll force. Bit of lag there, unfortunately. Bit more lag these. I felt like last update too. 2 updates ago, I felt like we didn't actually have that much lag. It was pretty nice. Don't know what changed. We're gonna get spotted here soon by Ben. So I'll just smoke up, nice and chill. It'll be pretty hard to blind us here because of the islands. Thinking about getting some well, they'll try anyway. What are you doing? What are people doing? That was pretty close even. Thinking about the AP into Ven right now, a little bit. Could be funny. Alright, he's going broadside. Let's see. Pushing out means crossfire. Getting caught in one, that is. Ooh, Humphreys. Sure. Let's see where this Ven is at first. Curious. Is he gonna be broadside? Think I'm eating that. Unfortunate. Should have had my hydro up. Probably gonna go to AP. Nope. Wow, that's some damage. Torpedos a proa. Did we get cross-mapped? I wasn't really paying much attention. Doesn't look like it. Cool. Sap did a lot to us there. Again, like, improved AP pen is like of questionable value on these main guns. We didn't get a single citadel, you know. Pen's not that great. At 11 kilometers, it has 101. So I'll go to 200 mil pen, which is like fine. You know, 10 kilometers, it's 110, so 220. 15 kilometers, 77 only. You know, like barely at 150. Like, it's not that good. I guess into light cruisers, but everything smashes light cruisers, so it's not like you're catching them. The pen angles just aren't good enough, and the shells are pretty floaty, so you can have all the pen in the world. Not floaty, but like they're light shells, I mean. So it seems like they shatter a lot. even though you have pen, it's like the angle performance is bad. It's a bit of that Hindenburg effect on the EP, I guess we could say. You know, for 203s, Hindenburg is a little bit low on pen, and the angle performance is pretty bad. $173 is good, though. I just would love to get one of those insane Citadel games out of this ship. Haven't managed that. 21 out of the secondaries. Alright, game number 2. Pretty decent matchmaker. Unless we get the sub on our flank as a result of a subdivision. That'd be sad. We'll, of course, try and help our Cossack out here. Stuff we can Citadel? Technically Yamato. Technically. If we get a chance, I'll try, but... It's a light cruiser. It's an HE farm smoke light cruiser. And it's pretty good at that. It's pretty good at that. I just... Forcing the secondaries is not how I would want to run this randoms, you know? It's my smoke fire. 5.9. It's not amazing. They don't have terribly scary battleships. Can try. Okay, Yamato south. Spawned middle. So the sub is probably south or middle. What is this ship? A Dutch destroyer. Interesting. Yeah, there's some.
Generador de humo activado.
A little sketchy. Nice. Get him though. Pipe. Good work, team. Can I farm this Alabama? Or are my arcs too good? They're a little too good, actually. Wow. Interesting. I mean, technically, there's a chance to Citadel in Alabama. Waterline Citadel, though. Secondaries. Do we trust the aim assist? Or the aim system? Maybe with secondaries we do? Because it's automated? Could try it. Seems dumb. Fortunately, we're losing a ton of progress here. That feels a little bad. As does a bit of a double fire. Oh, there's also an Irizar. Wow. Okay, good thing we didn't full send. Oh, that's bad. Here I wish I had the buff. Is that probably Citadels? Am I dead? Oh, Alabama didn't shoot us. That's really nice of him. We do Citadel Irizar. That's cool. Bit of a misplay. Just a smidge. It's okay. See my secondary starting. Six. Death strike. Oh, am I dead? Nearly. Could have been bad. Oh my. The Amagi flank came through. Alright, waste of a smoke. That's okay. Well, you know, we did get the burst. We'll take it. Unfortunate to have a blowout. Was last game a blowout? It felt very one-sided as well. I try and ignore it as much as I can, you know? Because if I just focus on... If I just constantly think about how the game is going, then it's like, man, games like this are a little tough. Made it in range here. I don't think we get close enough for the Yamato, but maybe. Try and farm up some hits here, maybe. Then Izumo. Okay. Don't want to get caught in a crossfire. You know, we could still throw this pretty hard. Love to farm my buff up, you know? Kind of most important right now. If we want to try. Be a little easier on a battleship. Oh, he's turning in a bit, so those could probably go high. Oh, we're good. I know the Akazuki will spot the Yamato before he pushes around the corner, so I'm okay with doing this. Like going broadside. Didn't really get close to the buff, did I? That's too bad. Rip to the Akazuki. Alright, we got the buff. I mean, the secondaries did kill him. I don't think we citadeled. $7K though. I mean, we got some. Okay. It's a blowout though, so, you know. Yeah. 27 out of the secondaries. Okay. The AP did good work when we used it. You know, we got some citadels in this one. But only don't force it, right? Like, I think that's the whole concept here. Is just don't force the secondaries, don't force the AP. When it happens, it's great. But don't force it, you know? And it'll perform pretty well. Okay. Game 3. Here we go. Looks pretty good. I don't know about you guys, but it looks pretty good. I don't mind this map, especially on this side. Hopefully our gearing stays here. I just do a quick command and see. You know, if he wants to throw and leave, that's fine. We'll try to play around it, but it does make it harder. You know, if we fight for the corner here, we get the cap then. That's how it works. We do have a Des Moines here, Bismarck here. Enemy cruisers are citadelable. Looks like he's going for the cap. That's fine. Totally fine. Again, their battleships aren't like that scary. By the way, the reason I'm going to the flank rather than the island, which I usually go to the island, is I think the Des Moines goes to the island. And so having two cruisers there is less good compared to a cruiser wide and a cruiser on the island. That's the idea here. Okay. I think they both overled me. So part of this is that I waited for them to shoot before smoking. If a battleship sees you smoking up, they will lead for you to stop. But if they don't see you smoking up, they're like, well, is he stopping? I don't know. Oh, I'm on the EP right now for some reason. Maybe because there's a Svea, perhaps? No. Alright, let's go HE. Svea is scary because of the radar, of course. There should be also a Marceau. Oh, I'm dumb. Should be a Marceau in front of these guys, yeah? Yes. Okay. Very bad play on my part to push out of this smoke. I thought I had more time. See, so Des Moines here is very good. Is Svea going to angle in towards the cap? Kuhorn going down is bad. Aha. Why did I unlock? This game is weird sometimes. Only one. Okay, we got a couple more that time. 30 seconds and we'll have to go. $12,000 damage salvo. That's very insane. Alright, angling. So we go back to HE. Nice. A fire. That's all I wanted. Svea's down. Excellent. Got the fire. Very good. Our smoke is up, so I'm okay with turning back in. Just using it purely to buff our AP right now. Don't care about the secondaries. It's under lead. Yamato also under lead, I think. Right. So they just shot everything, so we have time to slow down in our smoke now. Fortunately, they're not syncing their shots up or anything like that, so we don't have to worry about that. Fortunate, we don't have lights on them. Too bad.
Cortina de humo desplegada.
I want to help on hit Bismarck, but I also want to finish off this Suzumo. I got heal. More important to help Des Moines right now, because Des Moines is so important to our game here on the island. Can deal with these guys later. Nice. Okay, team gets him. Really good. Or we can help our Des Moines, the easier our match is going to be. Because this one's relatively close. Kind of cool. Oh, nice. He'll burn out. Although, looks like we got a lot of kills here. So our team did pretty well. Okay, I mean, that was kind of cool. You know, it could have been the start of a pretty monster match. Wasn't. But pretty fun. Light cruiser gaming. Light cruisers are hard, you know, but once you understand them, they go pretty crazy. You know, Yamato led properly, so we just turn in and we avoid it. You know, the buff this ship got with the British light cruiser maneuverability is pretty insane, alongside super heal. This ship would be a lot worse without it, right? Because the downtimes between smokes would be so vulnerable. Damage gone. Sure. So now we'll see. Did he lead properly? I don't think so. Maybe he did. Maybe he did. The drift goes crazy though, yeah? Yeah. Only 10k is pretty chill. You see, and how he's wanting to shoot me. You see how he has to go so broadside to my entire team just to get his front guns at me? This is what I'm talking about when I say we want to be angled and often using the border to angle, right? Like, we want to be aware of, like, how are we exposing our ships to shoot the enemies we want to, right? So if this Yamato, instead of kiting this way, was kiting this way, right? He'd be angled to these guys over here, and he wouldn't be taking nearly the damage from, like, Des Moines AP, for example. I'm a little slow on this turn. This could be bad. No, we're okay. Playing with fire a bit, but we're okay. Yapping too much about playstyles and stuff. Fire right away, that's kind of high. Although we did have a damage gone. Okay, 179. That's a decent game too. That's another pretty good one. But that one was a little bit closer, I guess, if we want to be, I don't know. It's not like, the flank was interesting in this one. The positioning, the open water, you know, supporting a Des Moines on the island, right? Like, if both of us were on the island, that flank would not have gone that well. You know, the idea of playing around what your teammates are doing is pretty important. But cool, not bad. I think that'll be the last one. I would like to get to the gym. I got some errands to run too, so I'll go do that. But decent couple of games in Irizar. You know, I think this is a very good ship. The reason I'm hard on it, I guess, would be that it's price tag, right? I never know if it's fair or not to bring the price into, you know, discussions about, like, how good the ship is or not. But I think inevitably it has to. I think it just has to, personally. Because a ship can be decent and be amazing as a result because it's free and you can get it and anybody can get it. Or, you know, in a unique play style and interesting, and maybe not like the most powerful ship in its class, but it's interesting to play because of some unique gimmick and it's free to obtain. That's like, I'm going to be all over that. I'm going to be so excited about that. Right? versus because it's free for everyone to get, versus this where it's a secondary light cruiser. That is crazy weird and interesting. Is it the most powerful light cruiser? No, definitely not. It's interesting though. It's weird to play. It's different, and that's cool. But it's 40,000 doubloons. So then it's like, well, how worth is that, you know? And of course, everybody is different with money, right? I understand there are some very, very wealthy people that play this game. A lot of older players, too, who just have more spending money, too. It's not even about wealth, necessarily, but just income, right? But, you know, I just... For me, if I wasn't CC, I would not have this ship, right? Just too much money for me. Maybe that's not fair. Maybe you don't think that's fair, but that's kind of how I'm feeling. That's what I think. Because it's not even just, oh, it's one ship that costs $150, $200, you know? It's one every patch is what it feels like. Maybe multiple per patch. Obviously, it's not as bad right now because of Holiday Convoy, right? There's a lot of cool ships that you can grind for completely for free, you know? That's important in a discussion as well. For me, like covering the game, it's like Wargaming can have the really expensive whale ships as long as there's something for the average player to also get excited for, right? When there's nothing for the average player to get excited for, and there's only stuff for people who are willing to spend hundreds of dollars a month on, it's like, that's when we have a problem. You know? You guys get it. Here's the build that I was running. Just one secondary thing, Pack-a-Punch. I think that's worth it. Gets you the 11.1? 11 kilometer secondary, something like that. With F key. And 8.3 without. Still reaches outside our conceal range. I would say they're of questionable value at longer range anyway. The buff is quite good. You know, the AP shell damage buff on main guns is probably the more impactful one than the armor pen, unless you're fighting light cruisers, right? But upper belting battleships and heavy cruisers, I mean, it should get through heavy cruisers, right? Like 11 kilometers is 101, right? Like we're getting through Des Moines, we're getting through... Maybe not, maybe it's spaced armor. Maybe there's just so much space. Yeah, there's a lot of spaced armor now that I'm like scrolling through this. Yeah, turtleback, yeah. Spaced armor. Yeah, maybe that's it. So if you're not a light cruiser or like a Des Moines hull, you have some sort of gimmick spaced armor that causes the shells to shatter anyway. Maybe that's why I don't feel like this is like an insane pen buff, even though it does double the pen. I treat it more as a damage buff, I guess, in that regard. We did get a good salvo into the Irizar. I was pretty disappointed that we didn't just one-shot the Svea in that last game. But yeah, here's the armor if you didn't happen to see the first video. 30 mil deck armor is kind of nice, but this little bridge or exposed portion is what I was saying. We're playing with fire here because if Yamato overmatches our side as we're turning like this, he just full pens that, right? So we got to be very careful with that. At range, we can kind of do it. Close range, though, yeah, no, not so much, not so much. Okay, I am going to go. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching.